Are live from Fifth Third Ice Arena for the High School Rivalry Series presented by the Chicago Blackhawks, a J&M Media production right here on YouTube Live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into a sold-out Fifth Third Ice Arena here on the west side of Chicago for this Game 2 of the High School Rivalry Series, where we're going to get St. Ignatius versus Fenwick. Alongside Andrew Rubin and Mike Doherty down on ice level, I am Max Sanderson. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight in this absolutely buzzing building for this game here tonight. Andrew, you look at this matchup on the ice, two of the teams towards the top of the CCHL. Should be a fantastic matchup.
Yeah, number 1 versus number 4 in a building packed to the absolute brim. The energy's flying. Can't get enough of this game right now, just waiting for it to start.
Buzzing down on ice level, both these teams finishing through warm-ups. For St. Ignatius, through 10 games in the CCHL, they are undefeated. One of those wins coming overtime. Everything else, they haven't lost here in league play. They clearly look to be the class of the CCHL early.
Yes, I've had the ability to talk to multiple coaches throughout the state of Illinois, and they all talk how good St. Ignatius is, and seeing 10-0 in the CCHL after winning the Kenny Cup last year, no surprise.
Meanwhile, Fenwick returned several skaters to this team as well. They're off to a 5-3 start under first-year head coach Nick Fabrini. And for more on how they're looking to come into this matchup, we're actually going to send it down to ice level, where our third member of our team, Mike Doherty, standing by with that Fenwick coach, Nick Fabrini. Mike, take it away.
Max, thank you. Coach, obviously, really special event here, big crowd. What was the message to the guys to make sure they're focused and ready to go for this game?
We need to make sure we match their intensity early. You know, it's been an emotional week. They're going to play, so I know they have a lot of alumni in the building, so it's really important that we match that intensity early and manage the game early on.
You talk about managing the game. It's so important. Obviously, when there's a big crowd here, there's a lot of emotions like you talked about. What are you guys trying to do to keep those emotions in check and stay focused on the game? Still 2 points in the Catholic League available here.
Yeah, we talk all the time about having to play the same way, regardless of who or where or when we're playing. So we got to make sure the moment doesn't get too big and just focus on making simple plays early and kind of grow into the game. You know, take the risk out early, make sure we're not giving them anything because they're going to have no issue creating offense on their own, and just make sure that we're giving ourselves a chance to win.
Absolutely. Thanks. Good luck, Coach. Max, back to you.
Thank you, Mike, and that's always critical in games like this. That's always critical in games like this, Andrew, to come out and settle into the first couple shifts. We were looking around right now. There is no seats available. We're 4 deep around the glass. We've got people stacked 4 deep behind us here from our broadcast spot. This is as crowded as you can make this place. Can you settle into the first couple shifts of the game? And at the end of the day, you're playing 54 minutes here for 2 points.
There's some of my teammates that would, they try to go out there, just try to lay a hit, get hit, just any sort of thing to get yourself into the mindset of playing a hockey game, because when you're on the bench looking up at the crowd, seeing the stands, it's almost mesmerizing to see this many people in the building.
So starting in net tonight for Fenwick is going to be Spencer Lysick. He's got just 1 start in the CCHL, but it's really a 1A, 1B situation on the Fenwick side. He's been very solid. He had a shutout in his 1 CCHL start, so clearly success coming in for him.
Yeah, and big thing for a goaltender also in this environment is getting settled in as well. Probably the most difficult for them.
And with that buzzer, that's the end of pregame. And with that, we're going to send it to our public address announcer, Jay Cabrera.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2022-2023 Chicago Blackhawks High School Rivalry Series. Tonight's game features a matchup between the Fenwick Friars and the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. Fans, let's give a warm welcome to the visiting Fenwick Friars. Starting at defense, number 8, Jonathan Zviet. Also at defense, number 10, John Moore. At left wing, number 22, Dominic Fosco. At right wing, 37, Cam Corvo. At center, 28, Sean Pendelacek. At goal, number 30, Spencer Lysick. The Friars are coached by Nick Fabrini, Joe Corvo, Michael Lozano, and Grant Stuve. And now fans, welcome the home team, St. Ignatius Wolfpack. Starting at defense, number 34, Jack Perrell. Also starting at defense, number 8, Colum Chinland. Starting at left wing, 29, Corbin Klein. Starting at right wing, 47, Luke Vega. At center, number 2, Victor Ventura. And starting at goal, number 50, Ethan Laughlin. The Wolfpack are coached by Spencer Montgomery, Jeff Rogers, Ian Tollett, and Oliver Fry. Will the 2 team captains please report to center ice for tonight's ceremonial puck drop with Mike Rigatana. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take a moment to recognize our JV hockey team. We are very happy they are here tonight, and we are looking forward to getting them back to action. We are all Wolfpack strong. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us for a moment of prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. We invoke the power of the Holy Trinity. We thank the Father with gratitude for life, for wind and ice and rain and snow. And we thank the Son who gives us healing, especially those who suffer. We call them to mind tonight, and we ask the Lord for his healing and his goodness. And we ask for the Holy Spirit, who gives us sportsmanship and good teamwork and fills us with the spiritual pride that we need. Amen?
And Heavenly Father, we thank you for the graces that you bestow upon us in abundance. We recognize that rivalry does not overshadow our solidarity as we stand with those who are injured. And on this day, we also recognize the joy, the fullness of life as these young men prepare to take this ice May their tenacity and the way in which they use the talents with which you have endowed them be a source of joy for all of us here gathered. And may all that they do on and off the ice be for the greater glory and honor of your most holy name. We make this prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen. St. Ignatius. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that everyone please rise if you are able to and remove your caps for the singing of our national anthem by Ellie Wolf.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the ragged red
Welcome back live here to Fifth Third Ice Arena in an emotional pregame here. Of course, honoring the St. Ignatius JV team. It's been an emotional week. It's been an emotional atmosphere here tonight. We've got Tommy Hawk over my left shoulder here. Tommy's ready to go tonight. Isn't that right, Tommy? But fun night all around here. We can get to the ice action here, which should be a fantastic game. We talked about the goaltenders before. We didn't get to Ethan Laughlin on the St. Ignatius side. Andrew having a fantastic season, 94% save percentage, obviously undefeated as St. Ignatius is here in the Catholic League.
Yeah, and Ethan Laughlin had some big shoes to fill with the loss of Sebastian Wakefield last year for St. Ignatius, and he's done a spectacular job. A .944 save percentage and 1.00 goals against average is unheard of stats for any level of hockey. It's a really good job by Ethan Laughlin being able to hold down the fort for the St. Ignatius team.
Meanwhile, we offensively, obviously a lot of turnovers for St. Ignatius from a team last year that won their first ever Kennedy Cup. Big deal for them. Of course, had a nice run in that state tournament as well. A crazy overtime loss to the eventual state champions, but lost a lot of pieces. A lot of people wondered, is this St. Ignatius team going to take a step back this year? They obviously are replacing a bunch. Quick answers, no. They're 10-0, and they're right back where they were.
Not only are they 10-0 in the CCHL, they've beaten the teams of New Trier Green, Glenbrook North. They are competing throughout the state of Illinois, and they're on everybody's radar as a possible team to win the state championship come March.
We're all set. Mike Daugherty down on ice level. Andrew Rubin to my left. I'm Max Anderson. 17 minutes up on the clock. And we've got hockey action coming for you. The high school rivalry series presented by the Chicago Blackhawks. Fenwick wins the opening draw. Quickly up to Fosco. He loses the puck as it's taken over by Jack Peralt. Peralt, one of those key returning members for this St. Ignatius team, as is the man with the puck right now, Corbin Klein. A quick shot off the stick of Jack Reiner, just misses the cage. Peralt drops below to Luke Vega. Below the goal line, Ventura. Trying to poke the puck away is Sean Pondolisic. Finally able to, and carrying out is Cam Corvo. The captain of Fenwick, key returning starter. He goes around one man quickly, has his angle erased by Callum Chinland.
I don't think Corver knew he had Pondolek in the middle there. Just so hard to hear in this building right now. Probably couldn't even hear his own teammate.
A rockin' building here on a Saturday night. Just a minute gone here in the first period. Quick turnover shot. Right pad save by Laughlin. Flicked up off the boards. Alessi takes it around center ice. Knocking it down, now trying to break free is Jimmy Gracie. Gracie leaves on the left side. Quick pad save by Lysick. Alessi below the goal line, trying to pry it loose. Now back up to the point and Cam Kosmala. Coming off the boards, Reef. His shot's blocked by the shin boards of Tommy Fleming. That puck's going to go all the way down ice and be an icing offensive zone draw coming for St. Ignatius with 15:29 left in the first period.
Real fast start this game for both teams. We're seeing some physical play from Fenwick already, and both these goalies already getting tested early on here, standing up to any test they've had.
Draw to come to the left of Lysick here. It'll be Charlie Reef, another one of those returning members for St. Ignatius. Got some key pieces back, certainly. Had some key additions as well. Guys like Callum Shinlin joining the program. Now off the boards, Jack Reiner. Here's a shot from Reef. Another save by Lysick. A rebound given up right in front. Jimmy Gracie gets it back to the point. Big shot from the point off the stick of Dunlay. And looked like that puck almost went in the net. Not quite able to get home.
Looked like Gracie celebrated a little bit too.
And half the St. Ignatius faithful did. Now again, winding up, trying to clear it is Carter Fask. Of course, his brother Owen Fask, one of the phenomenal sophomores here in the state, not playing here tonight. Missed the last couple of weeks. Hoping to get him back in the next week or two. A huge, talented piece for this Fenwick Friars team.
You're spot on, Max. One of the most talented players, really generates a bunch of
Quick
offense.
shot and a score! Austin Haynes beats glove side of Lysick. And with 14:29 left in the first period, 1-0 lead for St. Ignatius.
Really good job on St. Ignatius here on this forecheck. Looks like they forced a turnover in that high slot of Fenwick, and Austin Hayes just picks up that puck, gets his head up, and fires it past the glove of Spencer Lysick.
We got the chance to talk to Spencer Montgomery before the game, Andrew, and he's talking about the kid line. That's the line of Michael Holub, Austin Haynes, and Tiernan Ryan, the three sophomores. They call them the kid line, and the offensive performance they've had so far on the season. He credited just an hour ago. They get the first goal 2.5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, especially in a big game like this, the sophomores to already get going. You expect a little nerves. Just shows how much confidence Spencer Montgomery has and how well these kids are playing.
Jack Eber steps up, centering pass, leaves it, a shot just over the crossbar. Holub let a quick wrister go. Another shot from the point off Eber. He couldn't get it all the way through. Egan Ryan throws it behind goal line. Now a big hit right in front of the student sections by Tiernan Ryan. You can see it, folks, behind the goal. There is several hundred students from Fenwick and St. Ignatius alone just behind the goals. There's not a seat available up here in the seating section. We're about 4 deep behind us here in the concourse.
Looks like we're going to get a penalty for tripping here. Just all-out pressure from this kid line from St. Ignatius. A tremendous shift from them.
Yeah, Sean Pond kind of, not sure which ref called that one, but yeah, pretty easy call, but it's been all St. Ignatius all night right now. They're all on their toes. And I can't emphasize enough, Max, you mentioned how many kids are down here. They're 3 or 4 deep behind the glass, and it's hard to play in your D zone when there's that many.
Mike, we might need to get you some security down there, get you through the section. Quick shot off the faceoff. So first power play of the game here is Sean Pondolisic heads to the box, 2 minutes. Big moment in the game early here for Fenwick.
Yeah, it's our first look at the St. Ignatius power play as well.
Good win, draw win. Michael Verney's able to clear it all the way down ice.
Face-off so important, Max. We've talked about it time and time again, especially on a special team scenario. Fenwick being able to clear the zone that early is so important.
Ventura with speed up the right wing, goes outside the near circle, throw it behind the goal, trying to get it around side to Chinland. Chinland outside the far circle, leaves it again for Ventura. Peralt back up top, right back to Ventura. Ventura with some space, instead upside of the net, Chinland. His shot blocked and deflected behind the net. One more time for Peralt. Back to Chinlin, top of the circle, shot just misses the net. Takes an awkward bounce off the boards. Fenwick side wants a penalty against Jack Peralt, but they're not going to get one. 1 minute to go on the power play. Curling off the far boards, Ventura looking for an outlet. Peralt shot, gets a deflection right in on Lysick. And he had to be in good position, fortunately for Fenwick, with 12:28 left in the first, still 1-0.
Just a great save there from Lysick, who's St. Ignatius already with 8 shots on goal, just 4.5 minutes into this game. But we see the St. Ignatius power play doing some great work so far, especially in front of Lysick.
If you mentioned, or if you noticed it up there, Andrew, but miscommunication between top two killers there. Their Fenwick coaches are yelling at them to be a bit more aggressive, but it seemed like a little communication. Given a
yeah, that's a good pickup from you, Mike. All sorts of time for Fenwick up top, not really feeling any of the pressure, almost no turnovers in the offensive zone there during that whole sequence for them on the power play.
30 seconds remaining on the power play here for St. Ignatius. Couple of good chances thus far. They'll try to generate one more. Up the right wing comes Luke Vega. His pass intercepted by Carter Fask. Fask hands off to Moore. Now Moore shorthanded, at least going to be able to clear the zone. Crosses over one man. He'll take a shot. Blocker save by Laughlin. Probably a little bit more dangerous than he'd hope on his power play.
Yeah, I think his defenseman was used a little bit of a scream there by the Fenwick player. Made a little bit tougher save.
Now a turnover. Here's Matsiak. To Karabatsis into the high slot. Karabatsis shot. Glove saved by Laughlin.
Karabatsis is a little frustrated with himself, but that was a tremendous play there. Great patience, great stick handling in the slot, and a tremendous save there by Ethan Laughlin, able to keep his pushing all the way. We see the replay right there. Stays square and is able to catch that puck in his glove, but good comeback shift here for Fenwick after that power play and giving up an early goal.
And you saw Matizak really take that turnover and generate the offensive chance for the Friars. As he takes a check from Egan Ryan. Kept in at the point. This shot deflected on its way to net. I don't think Laughlin ever saw that. Puck just kind of hit him in the chest. Fortunately, he's able to drop it into his glove and get a face-off.
Good pickup, Max. Laughlin did not see that at all. That puck hit him in the chest almost. Caught him by surprise. Very fortunate for St. Ignatius. That puck just didn't find a hole in the net there.
Face-off win. Jack Eber behind the net trying to get the puck out. Kept in by LaChance. Letiziak, gets the puck below the goal line. Jimmy Gracie quickly hands off to Ryan. Here's Ryan with speed up the right wing. He'll just drop it deep, give his forecheckers a chance. Dennis Fensel trying to get the play started for Ignatius, but quickly out of the zone. On comes Fosco. 2-on-1 here's for Fenwick. Back to Fosco, backdoor, he shoots. Big blocker save by Laughlin. And it keeps it scoreless on the Fenwick side. Fosco off the far side to Pondalisic. Best chance of the game thus far by far for Fenwick, but Laughlin up to the task.
Yeah, not sure if Laughlin's able to hit off the post. Hopefully we'll get a replay of it, but if that's a save, what a tremendous stretch that was from Laughlin.
And what a luxury for St. Ignatius. Last year they had Sebastian Wigfield in net, arguably the best goaltender in the entire state last year, and Laughlin looks to be just as good this year. Shot from the point, Vega has it blocked, falls to Peralt. Battling on the far circle is Karzak and Reef. Reef pulled down, centering pass, but falls to the stick of Cam Corvo.
Yeah, it could have been maybe a slew foot there. It looked like Corbin Klein getting taken down for St. Ignatius.
Chinlin carries through center ice, can't get it around Carter fast, but an active stick Ventura turns it back over the other way. Vega coming up the slot, trying a centering pass, was Ventura, couldn't get it to him. Now a race is on. Laughlin has to come out of his net. Good aggressive pass there from 50 in net for St. Ignatius.
Yeah, saved the breakaway as well, too. Not only starting the rush, taking a chance away from Fenwick.
Karabatsis takes the puck entering the zone near circle, looking for an angle. Tries to shoot 5-hole. Laughlin down to the butterfly quickly.
Really good response shifts here from Fenwick. I mentioned that first one. They are keeping the pressure on the St. Ignatius team right now.
That puck careens out of the playing surface. It was played by a high stick, so that's actually going to come out of the St. Ignatius zone.
And Andrew, you mentioned the response from Fenwick. To note, there's no shortage of offensive talent on this They have plenty of forwards. They have 11 to 12 forwards that can go. They can roll them with no problem. So I expect to see a good response. It's hard to come into a building like this that's rocking and come out strong. So good response. So I expect to see a little pushback here.
Mike, we just got a chance to see that replay on that breakaway. It does look like that it was Laughlin that got a piece on that save.
Yeah, just tremendous goaltending right there from Laughlin. Save like that really gets your team going, really helps him settle into this game as well.
Puck loose here above the circle. Quickly, Cam Kosmala, cross-ice pass. Tried to find Gracie on the back door. It was just behind him. Now to Reiner. Reiner pressured by Sveet and Fleming. Tries another centering pass, but waiting for it there was Michael Verney. Back the other way comes Cena. Transition comes Reiner. Reiner's pass off the boards. Just misses Reef. Reef catches up to it. Pinching in was Dunlay, but coming away with it is Will Buckley. Now loose, top of the slot area. Kicking it aside is Lysek. Ernie chips it over the shoulder, and that's going to go, no, it's not going to go far enough for icing. Fenwick able to get 5 fresh bodies on the ice.
Max, one thing I'm picking up, all these players have their heads up. They're looking to make plays. As soon as they get the puck, whether it's for themselves, looking to find a teammate, we're seeing a lot of transition offense. That's because every single player is looking at all of their options as soon as they get the puck.
7:52 left here in the first period. It's a 1-0 St. Ignatius score. A goal in the first 2.5 minutes by Austin Haynes, his 4th on the SHL season. Part of that talented kid line for St. Ignatius.
Yeah, and we saw 8-1 advantage for St. Ignatius shots. Now 9-6 St. Ignatius. So really good pushback here from Fenwick.
Been a very good response. Right on, Andrew. I completely agree there. As Michael Howab makes a play around one man to take the puck out of the zone. Right at the blue line's Ryan. Takes a fortunate bounce for Howab as he's able to keep the play going. Waiting for it was Egan Ryan. Instead, Howab cross ice, trying to get it back door to Austin Haynes, but it was just a little bit behind him, and an active step from Karzik turned it aside. Now, quick poke of the stick. Here's Pabst. If he can hurry, he might have a 2-on-1. Pabst shot fought off by Laughlin, and a skater goes right into Laughlin and pushing and shoving after the play. And the Wolfpack don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Fenwick player was pushed into Laughlin or if he just went in all on his own. We'll see what type of penalties we get getting called here.
7:07 left here in the first period. Didn't see an arm go up, Mike.
Two teams that obviously do not like each other, so expect push and shoving after the whistle. Obviously a lot of people in the building, a lot of emotion. Expect to see a lot of that tonight, but again, shots a little bit here.
So coincidentals are going to go, I think I just saw that signal.
Yeah, so it looks like we got roughings on each kid. Also could not see if the Fenwick defenseman went below the top of the circle, something I usually can pick up on. But if they went below the top of the circles there, that would have the faceoff come outside.
Officials sorted out here as Jack Perall meets with the officials, trying to understand what's coming.
And because the faceoff's outside, it does look like the Fenwick defenseman entered that area below the top of the circles after a whistle.
So I don't see anybody in the penalty box here, so I guess we ended up not getting, it's a little bit tough to see down from our angle, but I think
they called coincidentals, both roughing on one Fenwick, one St. Ignatius player.
Well, stays 5-on-5, of course, in high school hockey. No 4-on-4 in that case. Corvo centering pass. This shot from Pondalisic just missed the cage.
Right there again, we see the playmaking ability of Fenwick. Quick passes in the zone right off of a turnover.
Entering the zone, Sveet tries to stand up Dennis Fensel. Fensel now battling behind the net. More for Fenwick, trying to play it out around the boards. Bit of a weak pass from the far half wall off the stick of Steinloff. But Ignatius able to keep the rush moving. Corvo finally flicks it out of the zone. Fosco trying to catch up to it. Peralt battling there as well. Fosco's shot, right pad save by Laughlin. Inflict out of the zone. LaChance waiting for it. He tries to drop it into the Ignatius end. It was kicked to aside by Callum Chinland. 5:55 left here in the first period. LaChance with a quick stick play, trying to make a chance. Fleming to Senna. Verney's shot deflects well over the cage. Senna able to recover. Now Fleming below the goal line. Pops free to Victor Ventura. And out come the Wolfpack. Luke Vega tries a quick outlet pass. That's disrupted through the neutral zone. LaChance in his own zone. We'll just flick it into center ice.
LaChance plays with supreme confidence right now. We see him kicking the puck to himself in his own zone. Just never seems like any panic from the Fenwick defenseman.
Dunlay leaves for Corbin Klein. Klein below the goal line. Centering pass. Backhanded shot off Vega. He couldn't get it past Lysek.
Smart play there from Klein. Went in the blind spot, actually, of Lysek. Got that puck to the middle. I don't think Lysek even knew it was there.
Karabatsas in transition. Had the numbers for a moment. Good hustle back by the Wolfpack forwards. Here's Fast trying to go across ice to Karabatsas, but is intercepted by Kazmala. Kazmala turns it over to Carter Fast. He just takes it back into the neutral zone. Now Reef, the alternate captain for this Wolfpack, goes rink wide to Reiner. Reiner, a big check. Alessi puts him into the ice. 7 in white, trying to bring the energy for the Friars. Now stretch past to Fresco, just has the puck roll off his stick.
Seeing a little bit of sloppy play here in the neutral zone from both teams.
Reef's shot ties up Lysik just a little bit. He's able to fight it off behind him. 3:55 left here in a pretty quick moving first period. Not a lot of whistles. Good entry past Corvo. Corvo trying to get a shot off. His angle was completely cut off by by Peralt. Bosco with some speed through the neutral zone. He'll carry it in. He'll shoot into the breadbasket of Laughlin with 3:34 left in the first.
I have to say, after those first two shifts, I am very impressed with how Fenwick is playing this game. This is my first chance to get to see them play all year. They are like a well-oiled machine. They always know where each other are. They're constantly finding the passing lanes, the open lanes, looking to get shots off. This Fenwick Friar team is very well coached, and they run a system very well.
Now here comes Tiernan Ryan. His shot tying up Lysik for a moment. Shot by Peralt, blocked by the Fenwick Friars. Here's Pabst along the far half wall. He can't clear it. Sveet's going to try to dig it out of the corner. Instead coming away with it's Austin Haynes. Haynes gets checked off the puck. That'll be cleared, but missing the intended target. Peralt able to take the turnover. He's checked. A good back check from Charlie Bastido. Just sprawling on the ice right now, Andrew. A little bit of chaotic moment here over the last 2 minutes or so by both sides.
Yeah, and I think Bastido on Fenwick had a chance to clear that puck, but his stick was actually getting held by a St. Ignatius player and ended up just dropping it.
And finally, Fenwick's just going to take an icing as they were all over the defensive zone with 2:30 left here in the first.
Yeah, Max, we're going to get a replay on right here. It looked like, here we go, this is exactly what I wanted to bring up. Fenwick goalie Anthony Lysek really not tracking the puck these last few shots. This one comes in, almost looks like it hits him in the mask, just almost if he's losing the puck. Maybe all the people around the rink right now, just hard to pick up the puck, but not a good sign for a goaltender. You want to see him tracking that puck as well as possible, especially on long shots like that one.
2:30 remaining here in the first period. Ignatius with an offensive zone draw. Victor Ventura tries to play it forward. Can't get it. Dunlay's just going to drop it deep for Ventura. Swings it across to Klein. Klein gets it to the side of the net. Stuff attempt, won't go. Here's Egan Ryan, his shot well wide. Dunlay was able to keep it in for a moment, but now cleared by the Friars.
Just a little bit of sloppy play from St. Ignatius in the offensive zone right now. Mishandling passes, puck bouncing a little bit. Just can't really get it figured out.
Senna behind his own, or behind the Ignatius goal. Gets it up top to Alessi. Fleming trying to get the puck back to the middle of the ice. He can't. Tintaro tried to dart in to try to create the turnover, but it got out of the zone, so Fenwick changes and gets 4 fresh bodies on the ice. Fleming forced the turnover in front. Karabatsas' shot deflects up into the netting. There's an alert stick. I think it was Victor Ventura that came over right at the last second to block that shot.
Yeah, goal-saving block there. So we're going to get a replay. We see force the turnover under the net. First thing that you need to do, get that puck to the net. It looked like it might have hit off the stick of Hutch Dunley on St. Ignatius number 43. Laughlin was really kind of down out. Really big block there for St. Ignatius.
1:30 remaining in the period. After this first period, we'll get a couple of interviews with a Friar and a Wolfpack. Is that the right individual way to say that? I guess it would be a Wolfpack. I guess that would be like deer, same as plural as it is singular.
Yeah, maybe just a lone wolf.
Lone wolf, there you go. Here's Charlie Reef, his outlet pass. Misses the stick of Luke Vega. Back to take it is Moore for Fenwick. 1 minute remaining in the period. Here's Tintaro with space. He enters the zone, shoots. Easy glove save for Laughlin with 54 to go in the first.
Yep.
But not a lot. They're not generating very many scoring. On the opposite side, in the offensive zone, they're able to generate some chances. So they're doing a good job of that. But you'd like to see the coaches are yelling to stop rim. So something to focus on for them.
Yeah, how big you generate chances is so important because, you know, there's only so much that's given to you in every single game. How much your team can generate really puts pressure on the other team.
Corvo goes back to the point, and Will Buckley. .30 seconds to go now in the period. Pondalisic hands to Corvo. Corvo gets to Fosco. Corvo to follow, just can't get a shot off. Fosco now shoots, and he has his shot deflected into the corner. Outcome with the Wolfpack. 10 seconds to go in the period. Here's Peralt. Peralt just a touch off sides was Corbin Klein on the far side with 8.8 left in the first.
Yeah, you'd like to see Peralt just carry the puck a little bit longer there, get it inside of the zone. No need to make that pass right before you get into the blue line, just asking for an offside to be made there. Take a few strides in, especially with the on-man rush they had. It was a 2 or 3 on 1. You don't want to make that tough play. You want to be relaxed when you got the up numbers on the odd-man rush.
5 seconds left, just firing it in on goal is Peralt, and that will do it for the first period. After 1, it's a St. Ignatius 1-0 lead. Really, both teams had periods of taking a little bit more on the offensive edge. I'd say a little bit of an edge there to St. Ignatius after 1, but back and forth we go.
Yeah, back and forth is exactly right, Max.
So we're going to send it down here to Mike Doherty here in just a second, where he'll have Sean Pondalisic here for a quick interview. So, Mike, we're going to send it down to you and Sean.
Sean, big push by St. Ignatius at the start of the period. What did you guys do to kind of fight back and get back into this game here?
We just need to play more physical. They're a bigger team than us, and we're getting knocked off the puck a lot. We need to stop doing that.
Thanks, Sean. Good luck the rest of the game.
Thank you, Mike. And Mike's going to shuffle on over to the St. Ignatius bench, where we're going to get a quick thought from Corbin Klein as well. So, see Corbin coming onto the ice. Mike, go ahead.
Thanks, Max. All right, you guys had a great start to this game. What's the focus to continue that throughout the rest of this game? Obviously, 1-0 lead, not good enough. What are you guys trying to do to focus here?
I mean, just keep building. Get pucks on net. Do what we can. Whatever it takes to win.
All right, thanks, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you, Mike. Always good to get a quick check-in. Couple of mature players there joining the stream. Always a bit interesting to see Mike's diving into the St. Ignatius huddle, so we'll get some thoughts from him. But really, after 1 period for Fenwick, they've had their chances. They've had some space. A couple of really nice saves from Laughlin, but the other key here has been St. Ignatius' shot suppression. Blocked a bunch of shots, not letting as much get in on Laughlin.
I think you're 100% right, Max. really good shot possession, block shots, taking that last-ditch effort from St. Ignatius really stopped Fenwick from getting a lot of chances. Fenwick's done a really good job of finding each other. They really know where each other are on the ice. Shot suppression is so big on that. Whereas for St. Ignatius is really kind of getting a lot of pucks to the net, especially the way that Lysick is tracking it right now. I'm sure that's exactly what head coach Spence Montgomery is saying. We want to test him more, see if he can really settle into this game. But as for Laughlin as well, really for St. Ignatius, he's made some big saves when they really needed it. They've had odd man rushes, cross-crease passes. He's been up to anything Fenwick has thrown at them.
So, Mike, what could you hear down there in the St. Ignatius huddle there during the period break?
Yeah, they're really trying to put energy to get these kind of fired up, excited for the second period. Then the other side of the Fenwick bench, it seems like Fenwick feels like they're winning this game, or they're dominating the play at least. But obviously St. Ignatius with the 1-goal lead, they got to feel good at this point. But they're really trying to focus on clogging the middle of the ice in the neutral zone. There's a lot of time, a lot of space for Fenwick guys to create on the rush, and I think that's really going to be the focus for them, to try and shut that down.
So as we restart play here, it's a face-off win for the Wolfpack. Spinning it around and taking it away is Kuzmala. Kuzmala hands to Dennis Fensel, trying to get a centering pass, but coming away with it is the Friars. Here's Fosco. Fosco trying to play past Gilbert. A big check. That's going to be a penalty against Fensel. And there's a player down in the corner now, a little bit slow to get up. So with just 27 seconds gone, Fenwick's going to get a big opportunity here on the power play. 16:33 remaining, Mike, and never like to see a player go into boards from that angle.
Wasn't able to see it, but obviously, like you said, Max, huge opportunity to tie this game up.
So we'll get the first chance here to see Fenwick's power play unit. Mike, you're going to have to help me out. We can't quite see the box. What was the number that went? Was it 22, I believe, Fensel? Yep, that's who's going over the... Oh, no, it's Corbin Klein. I didn't think it was Klein with the penalty, Mike. Was there more than just... Yeah, it looks like maybe a 2 and a 10. Is that why?
2 and 10 on it, so... yeah, and I think 22, I don't have the roster in front of me. 22 looks like not the 2.
Yeah, Max, I think I saw a boarding signal from the official there.
So a 2 and a 10, I believe, is going to be the call. So they're going to miss Fensel here for a good amount of time. Pondolisic a chance, shoots, knocked down in front. Pondolisic's follow-up can't quite get through. Hustling to clear it is Chinland, and he's able to now. Chidlin shorthanded is going to try to get a shot. Chinland's shot is deflected. Trying to get a shorthanded goal.
We see the wheels there from Chinland really beating the Fenwick players. Pretty close, and then he made that race really not close to get a shot off.
30 seconds gone here on the man advantage for Fenwick. Now Verney. Verney gets to Pondolisic. He hands quickly, leaves for Fosco. Fosco's shot, Karzik bouncing everywhere. Eventually it's Reef that takes it away and is able to get it out of the zone for St. Ignatius. Fosco takes a big hit right at the blue line. Coming free shorthanded's Reef. At the very least, he'll be able to dump the puck here with 55 to go on the man advantage.
We see how aggressive the St. Ignatius penalty kill has been so far. They are all over these Fenwick Friars, especially in their own zone, forcing turnovers nonstop.
Good penalty kill work here by Reiner, wasting time in the corner, and he's able to somehow come away with the puck. And he'll just take it away and play a little keep away.
Real smart play there from Reiner to get it back to his defenseman, waste even more time before he clears the puck.
Karabatsis quickly to Fask. Fask trying to go around the outside. He's going to wrap around the cage. He's looking for some help. Fask sets a one-timer to Karabatsis. It's knocked down side of the net by Egan Ryan. Now 2-on-1. Here comes Ignatius. Reef has Reiner coming up the slot. Gets to Reiner, just a little too hot of a pass. Fask again the other way. 6 seconds left on the man advantage. Gets it across to Karabatsis. Waning seconds of this power play. Back to full strength as Corbin Klein comes out of the box for Ignatius. Chaotic end of that power play. Now here's Ignatius with some numbers. Klein side of the net from a sharp angle. He's going to wrap around. Centering pass Somehow ends up back on the stick of Klein. He drags around one player. His shot deflects just behind the net. Wrap around, trying to get it in front, but Carter Fask able to take possession. It's a foot race between Fask and Chinlin. Chinlin wins it, and a good body check to disrupt it. Falls to Corvo. He can't get a shot off. Luke Vega the other way. This game's really opened up here the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Looks like we're going to get icing away, but we see the speed of Chinlin again. We saw it going on offense one way. We see it coming back on defense again to save a breakaway chance for Fenwick.
Now keeping it in the zone is Klein. Stretch pass just past the stick of Corvo. He couldn't handle it at the blue line. So it'll be Jack Eber that catches up. Centering pass just past the Fenwick Fryer in the slot. In transition, Vic Ventura 3-on-2. Coming back is Bastido. Matiziak trying to direct some traffic in the defensive zone of Ventura. Buckley battling, trying to pry it loose. Eventually Ventura's going to come out with it outside the near circle. Eber comes up. His dump attempt hits a skate, so Paps can be able to easily clear that. That's going to go the length of the ice. We're going to get an icing with 13:05 left in the second period.
I think you just heard a deep breath come out from everybody in the rink, up and down the ice for both teams with multiple odd man rushes there. Really not too many shots, so good job by the teams defending those odd man rushes. And again, that all started off with a block shot by Ignatius on the one-time attempt from Fenwick that really sprung that nonstop action. Just the block shots ability of this Wolfpack team is second to none.
Face-off win by Ignatius. The shot on its way to net, deflected but wide. Keeping it in the zone is the Wolfpack. Big block shot by LaChance. Falls to a man. Deflected, just getting the toe of his pad on it. Was Lysick to keep that one out, or it would have been 2-0 Wolfpack.
Great reaction there from Spencer Lysick with that left pad. Deflection probably occurred 10, 12 feet in front of him, and smartly and quickly enough, he was able to get that left pad out.
Now, Bondalisic is just going to give to his D-man, reset. Good stretch pass, Fosco through the neutral zone. Active stick from Holub creates the turnover. Here's Ryan, centering pass, opening on the other side for the Wolfpack. Puck bounces out to center ice. Buckley tried to create some space. That's about as long as I've ever seen an active puck just sit in the middle of the ice like that, Andrew. Felt like everybody was tied up all over the ice.
Yeah, especially in a game like this, both these teams are supporting the puck so well. It almost seems like there's somebody always right there on the puck.
Now Chinlin centering pass, backdoor shot, deflected. It hit something and deflected straight up in the air off the shot of Austin Haynes.
Looks like we're getting icing. Hopefully we can get a replay. I think that got the blocker of Lysick, who kind of seemed down and out, but a last-ditch effort got his blocker up.
I do believe Spencer block. And that would have been a big goal. He's going back and forth.
Yeah, we saw the replay. Tremendous save from Lysick right there. Have to remember that one if you're a Fenwick Fryer fan, but great patience from St. Ignatius too to find their man in the slot.
Outside of the net, trying to wrap around was Jimmy Gracie. Do apologize, Mike's mic is having some issues here tonight. A lot of communications equipment here in the building sometimes causes some interference, so we definitely apologize for that. Doing the best we can to see if we can clean that feed up. Mike, don't worry, nothing on your end, buddy. Here in the home of the Blackhawks at Fifth Third Arena, their practice facility, so a lot of interference going on. We'll see what we can do to try to clear that up between periods. 11:05 left here the second period. Now Gracie drops it back in, but Alessi quickly takes it, comes to Joey Karzik. Karzik tries to get Karabatsis, misses everybody. That's going to be another icing. After a pretty frenetic start to this period, came to a little bit of a halt here over the last minute and a half.
Yeah, something interesting too. I think the shots at the end of the first period were 11-10 in favor of St. Ignatius, only 13-10 here as we have with 10:52 left to go in the second period. So while they are getting the chances, we aren't really seeing a whole lot of shots on goal from either team.
Face off, Sveet takes it below the goal line. Good touch pass by Verney. Gets Senna in transition. Fleming chugging down the slot. Cut off is Senna. Sveet going to keep it in at the blue line. His shot just misses the cage. I don't think anybody realized how dangerous of a shot that was.
No, and it was really St. Ignatius' own players screening Laughlin.
Sweet swings it across. One time or more. He whiffs on it, but able to get it right back. Verney drops it to Fleming. Centering pass. Moore comes up. One timer. Shoots. Just deflected. Barely wide of the net. Sweet. Again to Moore. Moore shoots. Knocked down in front by Kuzmala. Centering Corvo, shot, he scores! Cam Corvo between the circles, flicks a wrist shot over the right shoulder of Laughlin. It's 1-1.
Almost felt like a matter of time on that shift. Fenwick really working the puck through their points. Caught St. Ignatius leaving a little bit early and finds Corvo right there in the slot. Not much Ethan Laughlin can do in net. Shot like that perfectly placed in the top left corner as well. Great play, great shift from Fenwick, just hounding St. Ignatius all shift for about a good 45 seconds in their own zone.
Yeah, Max, and Andrew, you mentioned it. That was made a lot of chances and obviously able to get the end of it, but really, really good shot.
We'll see if Fenwick can look to build on that shift there. Big shift here coming for St. Ignatius. We saw Fenwick have a great response after getting up the opening goal. Let's see what St. Ignatius has in store for them.
Here's Corvo. Fosco. Corvo's shot. He was looking for his second in about 20 seconds. That just missed the near post.
A lot more shot attempts in these last minute or two after we mentioned not a lot of shots this period for both teams.
Games like this, you look for your stars. Speaking of stars, here's Ventura across to Klein. Klein can't get a shot off. Buckley, I think, disrupted Klein just enough, but a wide open cage missed there for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, I think that's the second or third time, too, of pass too far in front of a St. Ignatius player on an odd man rush.
Corvo and Buckley in the offensive zone. Eventually comes to Klein. Klein has Ventura on his wing. Crosses over one man. He's sandwiched and brought down to the ice. And taking a face-off draw is Lysick.
Getting back to that up and down action here. Both these teams really good job of breaking out in transition game. As we get a replay right here, yeah, the pass is just a little bit too far in front of Klein. If that's in his wheelhouse, he can one-time that one right into the net. But then, as you mentioned, a great play by Buckley as Klein looked to regather that puck. If he gets a shot off there, pretty good chance that's going in with Lysick being down and out on the other side of the net.
We'd like to thank Howie's for being a sponsor of this year's Chicago Blackhawks Rivalry Series. Use code RIVALRY at howieshockeytape.com for 15% off your next order. Big thank you to Howie's Hockey Tape for the sponsorship. Here's a shot blockered away by Lysick. As that shot from Chinland.
Yeah, and Max, right off a face-off there, if you've heard me talk about enough on these broadcasts, face-offs so important, cannot give up offensive zone chances off on face-offs.
Chinland, backhanded pass, gets it to Reiner. Lysick settles below the goal line for Alessi. Fast comes to support. Instead, it's Reef that comes away with it. Back to the point in Egan Ryan. Shot deflects side of the net, Reef. Reiner gets it back outside the near circle. Going around one man, gets it over to Jimmy Gracie, but turned over. Here's Carter Fask with speed. Fask and Karabatsas 2-on-1. Big sprawling effort from Chinland to get back and support. The Wolfpack Nation loves that.
Second time we've seen him on the back check there with the speed that he has. Great effort from Chinland so far this entire game. Really shut down 2 A-plus chances for Fenwick.
And back to reset. It's Joey Karzik. He tried to get to Karabatsas at his blue line, just missed him, and Karabatsas will head off for a change. Just missing through the neutral zone was Tiernan Ryan. Karzik was lined up for a check from Tiernan Ryan. Took it. Not able to get the puck out as Ryan takes a big hit, and the hard work by Tiernan Ryan is going to earn the Wolfpack a power play opportunity with 7:39 left in the second period.
Looks like we're getting a holding call on Krizat. Not really sure. I saw the big hit. I did not see a hold initially on the play. We'll see if we can get a replay of that, but either way, St. Ignatius heads back to the power play. Oh, here we go.
I'm not sure I see a holding there necessarily, but the Wolfpack certainly will take the man advantage. Face-off won by Ignatius. Chinland across. Finds Peral. Looking backdoor Ventura. Right back to Chinland.
Looks like we're going to get another penalty called.
We're going to have a 5-on-3. Finally touching the puck. High stick, and it's clearly Corbin Klein. I didn't see it myself, but Klein in a little bit of discomfort. It's going to be 5-on-3 coming for St. Ignatius.
I didn't see it either, but it looks like the stick of John Moore that came up and hit Corbin Klein up high. And only 12 seconds into that power play, they're going to have a 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 48 seconds. Golden chance here for St. Ignatius as we see the back end of it on a replay there. Looks like it just caught Corbin Klein up high. Fenwick coach Nick Fabrini's asking the referees a couple questions about it, but it looks like two-man advantage here for St. Ignatius with 1 minute 48 for a total of 1 minute 48 seconds. You bring it up all the time, Max. The team that wins the 5-on-3 battle will usually end up winning the game.
I'd love to take credit, but of course that's the great Eddie Olczyk that's always said that for the last decade on Blackhawks broadcast, but it's so true. If you can, the team that can come out on top, especially in a close 1-to-1 game of a 5-on-3, often finds themselves winning the game. There's Chinland, a little bit of a screen from Corbin Klein. Fenwick wants interference, they're not going to get it. Ventura cross ice to Peral. Peral shot backdoor. He had good vision for Chinland. I don't think Chinland was expecting it.
Yeah, if you're St. Ignatius, you don't really want to force anything right now. Two-man advantage. Have everything be calm, get your looks.
Here's Chinland to Peral. Now a shot from Reef. Big glove save by Lysick. In the corner, Chinland. He'll get it back. 1 minute to go here, 5-on-3. Ventura now outside the far circle. Skates in. Drops it below to Reef. Quick, he kicks it. It looked like he kicked it in, but it's going to count. A big goal for Victor Ventura, and I could be mistaken, Andrew, but certainly looked like he came in aggressively with his skate. We'll get a good look at it here on the replay.
Yeah, it looks like it was a give-and-go play with Ventura and Corbin Klein. Let's see if we can get a look on the replay. Not sure if he got a stick or skate on it. Went in on the ice past Spencer Lysick.
Not a whole lot of objection from the Fenwick bench. Usually you would see it. A little bit tough to see there. I know we got a more zoomed in angle too. Jimmy, do we have a replay from that more zoomed in camera angle? I don't think we do, unfortunately. Regardless, it's going to count as a power play goal for St. Ignatius. Victor Ventura gets his 5th CCHL goal.
And St. Ignatius remains on the power play for another 1 minute and 13 seconds.
So 6:25 left here in the second period. And it looks like we're going to get another penalty. We're not, although it looked like Charlie Reef got whacked in the face. He's in some serious discomfort. 49 seconds ago on the man advantage for St. Ignatius.
Yeah, it might have been Alessi that got his stick up in that face area again of Reiner.
Gets the puck up to Corbin Klein. Klein just tossing the puck to himself. Falls to Chinland. Chinland stick handles around a couple of guys. Backdoor chance. Just getting a stick on it to disrupt it was Fleming for Fenwick and cleared.
Huge play there from Fleming. Looked like it was Austin Haynes on the back door for St. Ignatius. Just got a stick in there. Prevented backdoor opportunity.
15 seconds to go on the man advantage here for St. Ignatius. Carter Fask able to cause the turnover shorthanded. Waning seconds here, the power play for Ignatius. Now back to full strength as Moore comes out of the box. Centering pass, just missing Vega.
It looked like Vega wasn't ready as that puck went right through his skates in the slot.
Kosmala waiting for it at the point. Instead, Reiner drops it below. Cross ice to Vega. Just had a stick lifted a little bit, I believe, by Senna. Just misses Karabatsis, so that's going to be icing. We'll get an offensive zone draw coming for St. Ignatius.
Yeah, and Fenwick back to full strength now, clearly with the icing. Killing off that second penalty. And those two penalties really have slowed down all the momentum that Fenwick had built up right before this. We'll see if they can get back to it now, being at full strength.
Backhanded dump attempt from Dunlay. Couldn't get it through. Pops to the high slot where Steinloff had a chance but couldn't get a shot off. Pabst at his own blue line trying to get it out. Finally, that's going to be tossed out of play by Jonathan Svede. Of course, If that play had been in the NHL, it'd be a 2-minute minor. In high school hockey, there is no delay of game for a direct exit out of the playing surface. So it'll just be an offensive zone draw coming for St. Ignatius.
Yeah, and that play is a result of the pressure that St. Ignatius has established now on their forecheck on these Fenwick Friar defensemen.
Here's Holub. Hands to Eber. The shot through a lot of traffic off the stick of Steinloff. But able to see it was Lysek. Steinloff. Outlet pass to Holub. Holub taking off the puck. Bastido trying to catch up to it more in the corner. Backhanded pass, side of the net, but taken away by Moore. Now Matiziak just spins and fires it into the neutral zone. 4 minutes to go here in the second period, a 2-1 St. Ignatius lead.
Yeah, and Fenwick starting to struggle a little bit more in their breakout, where before they were hitting their guys flying down the ice.
Bondalissa can't hang on to the puck as he entered the zone. Buckley right in front of the Ignatius bench trying to kick it forward. Eventually Corvo just backhands it into the Ignatius zone. Stretch pass finds Klein. Klein with some space above the near circle, goes around one man, shoots, just goes over the crossbar. I think Lysek might have gotten a little bit of a piece of it.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit the poke check as well. Got that puck to go straight up in the air.
Below the goal, Ventura. Now centering pass, trying to get it to the point, but Corvo steps in front of it for the Friars. Here's Cam Corvo. He'll drop it deep as he took a check. Fosco trying to get the puck on the forecheck, kept in by LeChancer, trying to. Instead, Victor Ventura gets the turnover. Partial breakaway, shoots. Big save, Lysek with 3:09 left in the second.
St. Ignatius really starting to take it to this Fenwick Friar team. Both these teams just so well coached, so good at playing their style of hockey. We're really starting to see it now with St. Ignatius, getting their long stretch passes, getting these breakaway chances, blocking shots, doing what they do best.
3:09 left in the second period. It's been a period a little bit more dominated here by St. Ignatius, but they still only lead by a goal. Here's Reef. Drops below, just misses Gracie. Alessi trying to catch up to it. A lead for Karzik. In most barns here in the state of Illinois, that pass up to the ceiling would have hit the ceiling and been a face-off, but here at Fifth Third, just about as big a barn as you're going to see at this level. Fast trying to poke the puck along the near boards to get it out, but it's kept in by Gracie. Centering pass just behind Reef. Falls to Chinland. His big shot deflects a couple of times. Falls along the near circle. Here's Gracie. Reiner now below the goal. Reiner comes out with it, surveying his options, trying to get it over to Dunlay. His shot well wide of the net. Chinland comes up to keep it going for the Wolfpack. Here's Reiner. Side of the net. Ryan trying to find an outlet. Drops it below Reiner. Sharp angle, trying to figure out what to do. A lot of stick handling, not much towards net here for St. Ignatius. Finally Fask able to clear. And the wave of the ice here by the linesman.
Saw a lot on the perimeter there for St. Ignatius in the offensive zone. Fenwick doing a really good job protecting that area around Spencer Lysek.
Senna and center ice trying to get the puck moving the Friars' direction, but again, once it's Holub. Now with some space, Verney in transition. He's got Fleming coming up the slot, right back to Verney. Shoots, he scores! Michael Verney buries it top shelf, ties the game with 1:15 left in the second period. It's 2-2.
Perfectly executed 3-on-2 there from Fenwick as another give-and-go play ran in this game, and Verney gets that puck back and just with a little flick right over the shoulder of Ethan Laughlin as we see the give-and-go play right there, and there was not a lot of room up over the glove there of Ethan Laughlin. Just a perfect shot from Verney to tie this game at 2.
And a really good pickup by that referee because I think that puck just got in the corner of the net. So a really good replay of it there, Jimmy. Thank you very much for that. So 2-2, and Fenwick here at the end of the period. Klein trying to get the lead back for St. Ignatius at the end of the second here.
I don't believe I've brought it up yet, but really good stick handling from Klein on these rushes. Really can make defenders miss, get himself to the front of the net.
He is a supremely talented player, up there with the top players in the entire state. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him at that CCHL, SHL All-Star game in a couple of weeks.
Lots of names worthy on making those two teams. It should be an absolutely great game with the talent we have in the state here.
A long time coming for a matchup like that. I think a lot of people have been waiting for that several years. I know I have. See the best of these two leagues. A lot of bragging rights on the line. Of course, the SHL has really dominated state play over the last couple of years. Now a chance for Ventura in the high slot. Passes, big save by Lysick. Ventura might have been a little bit too unselfish there. He tried to get it to Kosmala. Might have been better off shooting himself. 8 seconds left in the period.
Yeah, but can't really put that on, say, Ignatius. Giving up a good shot for a great shot. Just a tremendous save from Spencer Lysick here. Getting a good push and getting that blocker out to save that one-timer from Kosmala. We're seeing it from both of these teams. They have just tremendous vision. They are always finding their teammates, and that comes not only from the players but also their coaches as well. Making these kids do the right thing all the time. Just tremendous plays from both teams. Wouldn't be surprised to see more goals here.
Last couple moments here of the period. 5 seconds to go. Now, last second chance. Corvo coming up the slot. Here's a shot blockered away by Laughlin. I think might have been a little bit of a panic there by the end of the period. We only had a couple of seconds. I think if they would have taken just another beat, they might have had a chance for a better opportunity. Regardless, big tie game here to go into the third period.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Corvo. End of the period, a little bit of bad ice. Pucks hops over his stick, but it's been back and forth all night for both these teams. Non-stop, up and down, odd man rushes, good shots, good goaltending played by both. Should be a fantastic third period.
So we got shoot the puck coming up here, so don't go anywhere. A little fun competition down on the ice. The competitors are going to get the chance to win Blackhawks tickets, but we're going to step aside here with our commentary, and we'll be back in a few minutes with third period action play-by-play right here from Fifth Third Ice Arena on the High School Rivalry Series presented by the Chicago Blackhawks, J&M Media Production right here on YouTube Live. Welcome back live here to third period action of the high school rivalry series presented by the Chicago Blackhawks. We are live from Fifth Third Ice Arena in this CCHL matchup between St. Ignatius and Fenwick. It's tied 2-2 after 2 periods, Andrew. A really hot competitive game going on right now in front of us.
Yeah, we couldn't stop talking about before the break just how up and down this game has been. Fast play, great passing from both sides. Should make for a great third period ahead of us.
St. Ignatius comes into this game 10-0, undefeated in the CCHL. They're looking to keep that going. For more on how they're going to do that in the third period, we're going to send it down to ice level. Mike Doherty standing by with St. Ignatius head coach Spencer Montgomery. Mike, go for it.
Thanks, Max. Coach, undefeated on the season. You guys came out really hot in this game. Fenwick pushed back a little bit. Now it's been a little bit back and forth in the second period. What's the folks going into the third?
Yeah, well, we got to be hard. Our game is predicated on having a hard forecheck, so if we can establish that, possess the puck down below the dots, we're going to find success in the third.
And I just sitting here on the bench during the second period, I heard you really preaching effort, working hard. Is that something is that like an identity thing for you guys, or what's the thought process?
Yeah, everything has to have everything that we do want to be about and make sure pucks deep and making their defensemen work so they don't pucks.
Absolutely. Good luck, Coach. Thank you. Max, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. And Spencer Montgomery talking about his undefeated team, wants them to keep working hard here in the third period. That will clearly be a key. You could see maybe a little speed advance for St. Ignatius, but I know you've really liked what you've seen out of Fenwick so far.
Yeah, and we heard Coach Spencer Montgomery talking about he wants to get pucks under the goal line behind the defenseman of Fenwick, making things hard so they can establish their forecheck. We saw it there in the second period. When St. Ignatius established their forecheck, they got lots of turnovers, lots of chances off of that. But when Fenwick has been able to cleanly break out of their zone, that's when we've seen the passing and the chemistry that those guys have, especially in the neutral zone, that's led to those odd man rushes. Also saying take note of, we've talked about before, just how well St. Ignatius is blocking shots right now. Looking to see if Fenwick has any sort of counter for that. I know on one play, a Fenwick player fanned on a one-timer that actually worked out to their benefit because so many St. Ignatius players were jumping in the lane to block that shot. It opened up more guys for Fenwick. But can't say enough good things about both of these teams. The speed St. Ignatius has been playing with has been fantastic. This third period, especially with all the people here, looks like it's going to be a memorable one.
Chicago Blackhawks High School Rivalry Series continues all winter long, featuring some of the fiercest matchups in Illinois high school hockey. Don't miss out on all the action. See game dates, times, and details. Head over to blackhawks.com/youthhockey. Appreciate their great partnership here with J&M Media to bring you these events. And what is an absolutely sold-out, beyond capacity crowd here at Fifth Third Ice Arena on the west side of Chicago, just down the street from the United Center, where, of course, it was just announced in the last couple of days, the state championship will be back at the United Center. Andrew, I know you didn't have that chance in 2020 during that COVID-shortened season, but certainly great to see that game back at the United Center.
Yeah, didn't get to play in it, but been to multiple state championship games there. The atmosphere is tremendous. Couldn't be more excited for the players to have the opportunity to do that come March.
Fresh sheet of ice here. You can see a nice shine on the ice as we start this third period. That puck just gets flicked up into the netting with 16:27 left in the third period. Offensive zone draw coming for St. Ignatius.
Yeah, and we talked about the nerves coming into this game about the first period, see how everything settles in. Interested to see how both these teams attack these first 3 minutes here of this third period. Fresh ice, tie game, emotions running high. See what these guys can do.
Face-off draw to come to the left of Spencer Lisek. Face-off win, Peralt shot. Had a traffic in front from Reiner, but pad save from Lisek. This shot deflected up into the netting off the blocker. Another offensive zone draw coming.
Again, we see St. Ignatius generating some offense immediately on these offensive zone faceoffs. If you're Fenwick, that's something you really got to get figured out. People that listen here all the time, I cannot stop talking about faceoffs. So important.
Face-off won by St. Ignatius. Big check by Reef behind the goal. Able to get the puck back. Here's Gracie. Back to Reiner. Has his feet taken out from under him. Reiner battling now as his stick tied up. Bunch of bodies. A huge hit from Reef. That's going to be a penalty. That hit just a little bit too high. Fenwick's going to head to the power play.
Yeah, I think good call from the ref. Looks like we're going to get a rough here. Hit came up high. Wasn't really necessary as well. Not a real smart play from St. Ignatius. They're going to go shorthanded early on in the third.
Going to see Reef come in just a second. That hit high.
See that right elbow just come up for Reef.
So we arrived at a huge moment here in the third period. This Fenwick Friars team trying to hand the Wolfpack their first loss of the CCHL season. They get an opportunity here on the power play.
Yeah, first Fenwick power play, we saw him struggle a little bit with the speed and the shot blocking ability of St. Ignatius.
Face off one and poked out of the zone by Corbin Klein. It's going to be offside, so neutral zone draw to come with 15:48 left in the third. Shot advantage right now for St. Ignatius, 21-13 through two periods plus. Verney has to go all the way back below his goal line to collect this faceoff. Corbin Klein the turnover, wrap attempt shorthanded. Now pops to Peralt. His shot gets a deflection from Klein just wide. Isak scrambling to get to his net, right out in front, trying to get a shot off his Ventura. Ignatius wanted a trip, they're not going to get it. Here's Fosco. He takes a big check as Peralt cuts off the angles. He entered the zone and he's down, he's in some pain. Fosco is down and in pain for Fenwick. He's slow to get to his feet. He is really struggling trying to get back to the bench. Basically 4-on-4 here with minute 15 on the power play.
So far of this penalty, St. Ignatius has the better of the play.
Here's Ventura's side of the net. Sharp angle, almost deflects it off the back of Lisak. Now Corvo trying to get it free. Finally, Carter Frask. He's got a man darting up ice. That was Fleming, couldn't get it to him. It's going to be offsides if Fleming touches it, so he's got to leave it. Goes all the way down ice to Lisak.
Yeah, a little bit of a delayed offsides there, too, from the ref. Fleming went in going to play that puck. Then the official yelling offsides kind of looked at him, gave him like the really look.
Corvo could have had a 2-on-1 there. Can't handle the puck at the blue line, so Ignatius could be able to settle, and Fenwick not able to get much pressure on. Here's Bastido. Karabatz is trying to play it along, gets to Carter fast with a breakaway, shoots, just misses the far post.
Yeah, also bad about missing a net there, starts the breakout for St. Ignatius.
Back the other way is Reef. Karabatzis. Knocks him down. Bastido now falls to Moore. Carter Fask leaves for Bastido. 2-on-2 come the Friars. Bastido doesn't handle the puck properly and it causes an offsides. Talk about the two cardinal sins of the power play is icing or offsides. We saw one of the two.
And Andrew, you mentioned at the beginning of this play for Fenwick the struggle that they had in the first one, and that all comes from the aggression from St. Ignatius' side, and you saw it again there. And you want to talk about aggression, that's hard work that Spencer Montgomery is talking about during the intermission. We see it again where they generate more chances than Fenwick does. That's a really big momentum builder for them.
Especially a man advantage. Got a little bit of a break there as for a good 25 or 30 seconds, Dominic Fosco is down on the ice in some pain trying to get back to the ice, or back to the bench, I should say. Here's Holub. Hands it off to Haynes. His shot. Big rebound given up. Wrap attempt here for Ryan. Still down is Lisak. Able to get to his feet and clear. Matiziak trying to play it at center ice. Can't play it forward. And falls to the back end, and Cameron Kazmala.
Interesting move from Spencer Montgomery. Puts that kid line out there, immediately found a penalty kill. Reward pays off if they've generated some offensive chances.
Haynes stops, shoots across the crease. Can't get a stick on it as the Wolfpack. Now Holub, he's tied up trying to get it. Tiernan Ryan checks a man trying to fry the puck loose. Instead, here's Pondalisic. Shot knocked down by Karzik. And cleared by the Friars.
Huge block there from Karzik. Wore that one right off the shin guard.
Here's Peralt. Alusi trying to turn him off the puck. Stumbles, but able to get back to his feet. Haynes drops Ryan.
He's got him for a breakaway.
Cleared. Now a breakaway. Here's Corvo. Corvo goes around one man, shoots. Pad save by Laughlin. His first big test here of the third period.
Yeah, looking to go 5-hole there from Corvo. Looked like Laughlin already down in his butterfly. Looked at a shot over the shoulders would have beaten him.
Pondalisic misses Buckley as he entered the zone with 12:17 left in the period. Stretch pass. A little too hot as Ventura couldn't handle it on the 5th-3rd logo. Now Vega has Klein coming up the slot. Shoots. Rebound. Popped a little bit too high for Klein. Now side of the net. A shot. And falling on it is Lisak.
Good chances here for St. Ignatius. Good chances for both teams. We see Klein parked right in front of the goalie where he's been for a good majority of the last 2 years for the St. Ignatius squad.
And Cam Corville, one of the leading scorers for Fenwick, you don't see him missing chances like that very often. So really, really good save by St. Ignatius' goaltender, and a really realistic well.
Yeah, certainly one that you see Klein bury more often than not. Trying to catch up to this is Verney, but it'll trickle all the way down below the Ignatius goal line and icing with 11:53 to go.
We've seen that from Fenwick. Icing the puck, not afraid for these defensive zone faceoffs, just willing to get the puck out of the zone at all costs. Something interesting, though, what they're doing with that, they have not been handling these defensive zone faceoffs very well. St. Ignatius mentioned really getting lots of chances off of these faceoffs.
Face-off to come to the right of Lisek. Shot from the point, knocked down right in front of the net by Moore. The puck just trickles out. Now Verney with a breakaway, has a stick knocked out of his hands. That's got to be a penalty. Don't see one anywhere. Wow, what a break for Ignatius. That looked like that could have been a slashing call. We don't get it. Chipped in front of the net, not quite able to make it. Here's Ventura in transition. Klein skates wide around Sweet. Klein shot, right pad save from Lisek. Centering pass, here's a shot, just missing the far post. Off the wrister from Kazmala. Now Vega pops up to Ventura. Eventually comes loose to Sweet. Now 3-on-2, Friars are trying to move in transition. Sena at the end of a long shift is gonna go get a change.
Again, seeing chances from both teams, just going up and down the ice with such speed.
Settling now is Karzik. His pass deflects into the Ignatius bench, so we'll get a center ice draw here with 10:47 left in the third.
And we got both teams. We mentioned that stick getting knocked out of the hands of Verney. The possible breakaway, partial breakaway chance there. Looked like the referee just turned his head at that one point in time, and the trailing official did not make the call. The Fenwick Friars were up in arms why no penalty was called.
Andrew, you can feel the anticipation in this building, the nervous energy starting to build, but it's going to be Fenwick heading to the power play as there was a hit behind the play. Alessi was boarded, it looks like, and it's going to be Jack Reiner, I believe, that's going to head to the penalty box.
Yeah, good pickup from you, Max. It's going to be Jack Reiner. As we see just the tail end, that's way too late. Good call by the official. They're calling the interference. Just way too late of a hit there. Clearly the puck's already gone. I think exactly what they're trying to take away.
And just really quick, Max, you mentioned the intensity, the energy, and the same thing on these benches down here. You can feel the energy is high, very tense, very nervous, but huge opportunity for Fenwick. But we've seen more momentum built on Ignatius' kills than Fenwick's power plays, so big opportunity here to see what happens.
And you also get that feeling the way these two goaltenders have played here tonight. Next goal feels like it might be a winner.
Oh, yes, and we saw it last night, Bennett Providence. Bennett power play was not clicking.
Cross ice fast, his shot fought off and cleared by Laughlin. Good chance there at the start of the power play for Fenwick. Now with speed comes Karabatsis. He turns it over. Here's Reef, breakaway chance, shot, big save by Lisek. It was Tiernan Ryan who had some space. Now a shot fought off by Lisek again, and he's grinding in net right now. Ignatius leading 28-15 in shots on goal, but where it matters, it's 2-2.
Yeah, and if you're St. Ignatius, you're considering playing shorthanded for the rest of the game at this point. Just getting all of these chances, breakaways, screen shots, all while having 4 men on the ice, wondering what can they do when they have 5 if they can just keep the same mindset that they're putting on this Fenwick team.
9:59 left here in the period. Face-off won by Fenwick. Trying to get things started here on the power play. Good pass off the boards. Here's Fosco. His shot just getting a piece of it was Laughlin. Now Pondolisic pinned against the boards along the far wall there. Pops free to Fosco, but he turns it over. Coming back the other way comes Haynes. Could be a 2-on-1. Haynes has the puck poked away by Karzik. Really good stick check by 3 and White for Fenwick. Now Verney on the power play. He's got Pondolisic, shoots, pad save. Verney gets it right back. Centering to Corbo, he can't get a shot off. Karzik racing to try to keep the chance alive here for the Friars. Finally, that'll be cleared out off the boards by Klein. Now Karzik, his shot is blocked by the sprawling stick of Dumley, and that'll be cleared all the way down ice. 29 seconds to go here. Man advantage for Fenwick. Now a huge collision here. Trying to get it is Karabatsis. He's pressured the entire way by Ryan. Gets it rink wide to Fask. Fask with speed, enters the zone, goes around Perrault. Going to try a wraparound. Pad save. Reef, side of the net. That'll be the end of the power play. Back to 5-on-5 action here with 8:25 left in the third. Shot off of the pad of Lisek, and we get a whistle.
You guys mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, and you mentioned it a few times, Ignatius' goaltending. It's been the backbone for this team, but how impressive has Spencer Lisek been tonight? I mean, he's made 4 or 5 grade A chances just in this period alone, and also a handful earlier on, so been really impressed with him. It's the first year varsity player. He's made some huge saves tonight to keep him in this game.
Now backdoor chance. Here's a shot. Big save from Lisek.
Right as Mike was mentioning it, huge saves from Lezak. That's already his 28th on the game.
That's the opposite of the announcer's jinx there is Lisek, right after getting praised. Makes a phenomenal save in net to keep it 2-2 with exactly 8 minutes remaining here in the second period.
And again, that play comes off of an offensive zone faceoff for St. Ignatius. With another one heading, Fenwick really has to figure out these defensive zone faceoffs. You can't just keep on giving up these chances to St. Ignatius. At some point in time, they're going to strike, and giving up a goal on a faceoff to lose a game is absolutely killer.
Buckley tries to spin it around. Karabatsis can't get it out. Kept in by Perrault, centering to Ventura. He can't handle it between the circles. Here's Tintaro. Flanked by Buckley, shot by Buckley, fought off in front. Karabatsis falls to Fask. Fask can't get a shot off. Perrault sprawling to prevent the chance. In transition comes Klein. Klein and Ventura. Klein pulls to his backhand. Good stick by Karzik, and I think it was Buckley. That puck trickled through, saved a goal. Here's Fask. Fask trying to catch up. He's got Tintaro, gets it across. Tintaro shot. Big save by Laughlin.
Looks like Fask got taken down behind the play, no call.
And then I'm not exactly sure what happened. There's a little bit behind the play. The Fenwick bench is furious. There was an altercation away from the play. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. Here's Karzik. He's centered pass, bouncing everywhere in between, trying to stuff it home. Is Senna, he can't. Another centering pass, bounces, trying to get a shot off. Was Fleming, he couldn't. Now Klein with some speed and space up the right wing. He'll shoot and swallowed up by Spencer Lisek. Having a sparkling third period. Is 30 in net for White.
Yeah, I was able to see it. It looked like Carter Fast. He got tied up with the St. Ignatius player. He was not happy. The ice, and you saw Coach Fabrini on the other bench yelling at the refs. They were happy. Definitely should have been a penalty away from the play. Got a one, and tension's building in this building right now, boys.
Yeah, both goalies
down here right
have
now.
made tremendous saves too. Just all been overlooked. Just a crazy last 2 minutes in this game. So much to even break down. Looks like we're going to get an offensive zone faceoff again for St. Ignatius. We have a referee's discussion here. It's going to give everybody a time to breathe. Maybe they could be talking about a possible penalty be given here.
I know. I saw at one point after the collision, after the initial collision that we've seen a replay of, there was a second altercation. I think one of the linesmen kind of saw it, and he was standing right next to the referee and kind of tapped him like, did you see that? And that's one of my big beefs sometimes is I know the referee has to call a penalty, but I think the linesman saw the penalty, but we're not going to get it. And so sometimes I wish there was a way to not be so strict about it has to be an orange band that calls a penalty.
So to my knowledge, a linesman can refer a penalty call to that referee. It's just if the referee accepts that from the linesman. Also could be Coach Fabrini asking if the linesman saw anything.
That is correct, and I think that's what he's telling them is that they didn't really get a look at it. The linesman might have seen it, but it's a little bit too late now, but just letting them know probably that we'll keep an eye out and make sure, anything in the future they see. But you're right, the linesman can refer them, but not this late. It's too late in the game now to do it, but yeah, he definitely can do that.
Now a shot here in the slot deflects just wide as Fensel wound up for a big chance. 6:35 to go here in the third period. Played by Fosco. Fosco with some. One side on this building is just waiting to explode for a game winner. 5:52 remaining in the third period. 2-2 our score. Fleming wins the draw cleanly. Karzik plays it behind his net. Corbin Klein. See how big, strong, and physical he is to win that puck away. We apologize for the technical difficulties there. Understand we went down there for a minute or two. Didn't miss any action, fortunately. About a minute of game time. But we're still tied 2-2 with 5:30 left in the third period. Vega in center ice. Senna gets it. That's going to be offsides as Senna skate. Just a touch early into the zone as Verney then carried it in offsides.
I'm sure all the people at home just heard all the St. Ignatius faithful yell offsides. That's just how intense it is right now in this building. You mentioned it, Max. Both sides just waiting to explode.
The Chicago Blackhawks and Fifth Third Arena have arranged a special visit by Santa before he begins his big journey around the world. To see details and register for Fifth Third Arena's annual Santa Skate, visit fifthtirdarena.com. 5:14 left here in the third. Puck below the goal line. And it'll be carried out by Fask. Fask with speed, goes wide. Peralt the entire time has a hand on him. That shot well wide. Coming up to support his feet. And more back at center ice. Here's Vega. Vega skates and tosses it in behind the goal. Klein, a good stick lift to steal the puck. Sharp angle shot, right pad save. And in transition comes Karabatsis. He stays on side. Laughlin with a little bit of trouble handling that puck, but Ventura there to help out. Buckley settles with 4:27 left here in the third period. Who can find the game winner here in the third? Or will we head to overtime? Maybe it'll be Tiernan Ryan. He skates wide on his backhand. Turned to the side as Karzik, a huge hit in the corner, and then takes a whack. The St. Ignatius side wants a penalty. They're not going to get one. I don't blame them there, Andrew, as Karzik gave a little bit extra on that play. Spencer Montgomery's furious behind the bench.
I was just about to say the same thing. He almost jumped onto the. He took a whack at him after he made it, but he's going to talk to the ref and let him know. But I mean, you could argue both sides have had calls that they've missed. So, letting them play here in the last couple minutes.
You know, I will give the referee some credit here. Is I think he might have slammed the ice. I think it might have looked from our angle like he hit the man that was down on the ice, but I don't think he actually did. And the referee was in perfect position to see that. You can see Spencer Montgomery is not happy. He is animated conversation right now with the referees. And the Ignatius faithful aren't happy. Really hard to tell from our angle. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the referee because he was right on top of it. If he would have made contact in that kind of a malicious way, gotta think we would have seen a penalty.
And we see a call immediately made right here. So maybe some sort of a makeup call there from the referees. He's going to give a hook to a loud ovation from the St. Ignatius faithful.
But you hate to see that too, right? I mean, at this point in the game, 3:59 to go, if the penalty wasn't called, now you give St. Ignatius a huge opportunity here to get a game winner.
Yes, and right now, St. Ignatius done a tremendous job of killing penalties. We really haven't seen very much of the Fenwick penalty kill yet, but the skill that St. Ignatius has, and Corbin Klein most certainly is going to be parked in front of Spencer Lezak on this power play.
3:58 to go. Here's Peralt. Peralt winds up, shoots, deflected, good position in front. Lezak keeps it out and cleared. Huge opportunity and a good look on the first opportunity here for the Wolfpack power play.
Again, no surprise to see Corbin Klein right there in front of Lezak looking for any sort of tip and rebound.
Here's Ventura, drags between his legs, has Klein backdoor. Crazy bounce, almost deflected into the back of the net. 3:29 to go. Reef at the goal line, circles off the boards. Bit of a wild pass as Peralt has to settle it. Gets it to Chinland. Here's Sveit. Ventura trying to find an angle to the front of the net. He can't. Peralt, backdoor shot from Reef. Huge save from Lezak. Spencer Lisa continues to perform here in the third period, trying to will his team to win, and cleared by Pondalisic.
Yeah, we see him look to adjust the goal, put it back on its moorings, but great blocker save on the one-timer there, and great look on the St. Ignatius power play. Just a tremendous save from Lezak.
48 seconds to go on the power play. Getting tied up as he entered the zone was Ventura, but able to settle. Here's Chinland, his shot from the high circle. Lezak never saw it, but it missed the net. And cleared. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Chinland. Quickly up to Klein. LaChance cuts off his angle. Coming to support his Reef. Here's a shot knocked down in front. That took a piece out of Karzik. He's in some pain.
Lucky break for St. Ignatius. Only had 4 guys on the ice. As Fenwick clears, puck goes right to their player hopping on the ice.
Ismala drops down. Karzik takes a huge whack trying to get it out of the zone around the boards. He can't. That's the end of the power play. Back to full strength is Fenwick. 1:54 to go here in the third period. Pops free, wrap attempt. Lezak sprawling to try to keep it out. Puck loose right in front, trying to stuff it home. No goal scored. We'll stay alive here. 1:44 left in the third period.
We might get a penalty shot here, just saying. Karzik covering the puck in his own crease. Interesting to see what the officials decide. I can't tell right now.
We've got Wes Anderson who just popped up here.
There we go. We see a penalty shot coming for St. Ignatius.
Unbelievable. Wes Anderson, if you know, big member here on the CCHL network, immediately signaled that to my right as soon as that whistle was blown.
Yeah, and they let the goaltender lift up his glove and Kurzak lift up his glove, and they saw that it was under Kurzak's glove. So we're going to get a penalty shot here, boys. Minute 44 left, huge opportunity.
You wanted drama, you're getting drama. We had it last night. We're going to get it again here tonight.
And if you want to see a goaltender cap off an A-plus performance, stop a penalty shot with a minute and a half left in your first big varsity game. Huge opportunity for both teams here.
Yeah, only Spencer Lezak's second start as well. This in the CCHL for this game. We'll see who's going to be the shooter. Looks like it's going to be young Austin Haynes for St. Ignatius.
One of the 3 on that kid line. A chance for his biggest moment in his St. Ignatius varsity career. You can hear the place going absolutely nuts.
Biggest since he scored the opening goal of this game, too.
Here's Austin Haynes. Can he have a special moment for the Wolfpack? Takes the puck from center ice, skates up the slot, backhand, he shoots, huge save, and we stay 2-2.
Forehand, backhand from Haynes there. Good move, just a great push from Lezak, and when we see the Fenwick bench, all 5 players going on the ice, immediately go and congratulate Lezak. Just ice water in his veins to stop that shot. As mentioned, a minute and a half to go. Penalty shot chance. Could not get more intense here. The Fenwick Friar faithful is erupting right now.
It's probably 70-30 fan advantage for St. Ignatius here tonight, but you just heard the Fenwick Friar faithful show up. 1:44 to go in the third. We will play on. Peralt coming up to pinch and keep the puck in. Moore knocks it down, tries to clear it up the glass, not able to. Here's Reef. Cross ice to. There's a shot deflected just over the crossbar. Chinland got some serious speed on that wrist shot.
Yeah, not sure who deflected it. Looked to me like it was Jack Peralt, but we'll see where they put the face-off. Again, very important the way Fenwick's been struggling on face-offs in their own zone.
And I had a perfect angle on that shot. That was going in, 100%. That was going. I don't know if he tipped it or if Spencer got a glove on it, but that was going in 100%. So huge tip, huge glove, whatever it was, stayed out of the net.
We absolutely love Mike Doherty down there on the bench. Those are the type of angles we just cannot get up here. 1:20 left in the game. Here's Ventura. Center incline shot just misses the near post. Now Ventura spins it around. Tiernan Ryan. Chinland's shot knocked down in front by Moore. Ryan able to win it back. Feet trying to get it out. Karabatsis finally able to chip it out, and that bounces into the Fenwick zone. We're going to get a neutral zone draw here with 59.5 seconds to go in the third period.
And in that zone time for St. Ignatius, we really see them working the puck under the goal line, where Spencer Montgomery mentioned coming into this period. They got to get the puck under this Fenwick defense and get it under the net and look to set up their offense from there.
Face off, one cleanly. Karzik goes D to D. Finds the stick of Buckley. Buckley off the boards. Fosco's going to drop it in deep. Pondalisic chasing it down on the forecheck. Karabatsis comes to support, Corvo comes to support. Pondalisic pulling at the stick, trying to keep it alive for Fosco. Now 33 to go. Stretch pass, that's going to miss everybody and be icing. That's a huge break for Fenwick. They're going to get an offensive zone draw with 28 to go.
Interesting to see if Fenwick has some sort of design face-off play here. As Coach Fabrini gives the thumbs up to his line out there, putting the fate of this game, the final 28 seconds before possible overtime in this, what we believe to be his top line at this point.
.6 to go in the third. 2-2 our score. No goals scored here in the third period. St. Ignatius and Austin Haynes had a huge opportunity just about 2 minutes ago to get the game winner on a penalty shot, but a big-time save by Spencer Lisek. Now the last couple of seconds here in the third period, 15 to go. Vega trying to pry it loose. Eventually it's Reiner that gets it. Reiner gets it to Vega, looking for a centering pass in Reef, but intercepting it is Corvo. He's just going to chip it in. He's content to take this 1-2 overtime. 2-2 after 3. We'll head to the fourth period. Overtime in the CCHL is 4-on-4, and that's what you can expect here in just a moment.
Yes, also only for 4 minutes as well. A little bit shorter than the normal NHL 5-minute overtime, but it's only fitting for a game like this to have to go to the extra period. Both teams already earning a point here, and we'll see which team, with, again, the speed of St. Ignatius has really been their biggest thing so far, and the chemistry of Fenwick, their passing. You really have to think if they can keep that passing up here in 4-on-4 with a little bit more ice, it would work to their benefit, but the speed and ability that St. Ignatius has almost feels like that plays right into what they do as well. Should be a great overtime period.
And what we saw in the third period, which was a lot of back and forth, open ice, neutral zone play, a lot of chances on the rush. That's perfect for overtime, right? A lot of offensive talent on both teams, good top six forwards. I expect a lot of chances for this game. I don't expect it to last very long. I'd expect them to score fairly quickly. I don't know which team's going to get one, but I expect a lot of chances, highly entertaining, and one of these teams is going to come out on the right side of a very, very fun game to watch. So really looking forward to seeing this here.
Yeah, no matter what, this just has the feeling of an instant classic game.
What more could you ask for in this? Absolutely sold out. I bet there's close to 1,000 people in this rink, if not more. Lined up 4 or 5 deep around the boards. We've got 3 or 4 deep here behind us on the concourse. Every single seat here at Fifth Third Ice Arena taken. Of course, we've had Mike Doherty down on the bench all game long. Andrew Rubin to my right. Max Anderson with your play-by-play call here all game. And we're sticking around for a few extra minutes. The teams will switch sides, so component of overtime. Of course, the long change creates some more opportunities here in overtime.
Yes, harder to change players, but we've seen it through multiple high school games where sometimes you get the guy making the late change. If you can force a turnover, you can hit him coming right off the bench for a breakaway. Oh, they got 5 minutes up on the clock.
So 5-minute overtime period here. Center ice face-off. Fleming able to get the puck. Here's Sveet. Comes to the back end, settled by Kosmala. Here's Kosmala. He'll carry it into the zone. Stops, looking for some support. That trickles out of the zone. Peralt's going to have to buy some time while his team clears.
We see the man-on-man scheme here, really. Forwards have D have the forwards.
Here's Peralt. Shot. Rebound given up. Stuff attempt. They score! St. Ignatius gets the game winner. Jack Peralt puts it home, and they win the rivalry series 3-2.
We're going to see the replay here. Original shot in on Lezak. We get the rebound. And it looks like Corbin Klein just gets
Corbin
his stick
Klein.
in.
I originally called it Peralt, but Corbin Klein just going to the front of the net. Whacks the puck. I think it went between the legs of Lisek. What an incredible game he had. Tough loss on his side. A huge win for the Wolfpack as they move to 11-0 in the CCHL.
And as I mentioned, no surprise to see Corbin Klein right in front of the goal, looking for rebounds, what he's done this year and last year. Been a really big part for this St. Ignatius team. Scores the overtime game-winning goal of what was just an instant classic. Both teams are going to go back, look at this game. Just tremendously played by both sides. Not much more you can say about it. One team had to win. It ended up being St. Ignatius, but this has to be a building block for both of these teams for the rest of the season.
Just an incredible atmosphere we had here tonight. Exactly what this high school rivalry series is all about. A fantastic game down on the ice. Energy in the building all night long. This is one we're going to remember for a long, long time.
So we're going to see if Mike Doherty can pick up a St. Ignatius player and head coach Spencer Montgomery.
One more chance on the replay. Lisek was just trying to make a play. The puck bouncing up, tried to either corral it to himself or just kick it away. And we're going to send it down to Mike Doherty. He's got Corbin Klein, the game winner. Mike, take it away.
Sorry, we're going to have him take his helmet off here so we can see.
Yeah, absolutely. Here you go, Corbin Klein, Mike Doherty, take it away.
Huge goal, obviously, awesome atmosphere, huge game. What were you seeing on that play? It looked like it bounced off his stick, kind of bounced off his pad. What were you looking at?
Yeah, I got all the trust in the world in my defenseman, Jack Peralt. Knew he was going to put it on net. We've done it a million times in practice. Generated a good rebound, and there it was, and pounded it home.
You guys are 11-0 in the Catholic League. Where do you guys go from here? I mean, you guys got to stay focused. You know, you can't get too high, but this is a huge win for you guys and a huge game.
Yeah, I mean, we got one goal in mind, you know, finished it out with no losses in the Catholic League. Back-to-back Kennedy Cups, and, you know, we're really pushing for a state championship at United Center.
Absolutely. Good luck for the rest of the season, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Congrats.
Thank you, Mike. And I think Mike's going to try to get Spencer here in a moment. He's having a couple of words with his team, but in the meantime, yep, okay. Looks like Mike's got Spencer. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, Coach. Just talked to Corbin Klein. Boys are fired up. Just asked him. I mean, you guys are 11-0 in the Catholic League. Where do you guys go from here? How do you stay focused? How do you stay grounded and continue to do the work necessary to repeat Kennedy Cup champions and, you know, raise the bar a little bit? And you guys are trying to win a state championship this year.
Yeah, you said it. The new bar is the state championship. That's what we're after. We have to keep ascending. We have to keep ascending and hit our climax in March. Big Thanksgiving tournament next weekend. Looking forward to getting some more games.
Absolutely. Congrats, Coach. Max, back to you, buddy.
Thank you, Mike. And what's been a long, hard week for the St. Ignatius community. They get this big win in the Rivalry Series Cup. Final score in overtime, 3-2 our final. Andrew, final thoughts here tonight.
We heard it from Spencer Montgomery. Being 11-0 in the Catholic League, this St. Ignatius team needs to stay focused, keep building to playing their best hockey come March. But again, I was so impressed with the way Fenwick played. Both of these teams are instant contenders to win the Kennedy Cup and the state championship.
That will do it for us here tonight at Fifth Third Ice Arena. Instant classic here in the Catholic League. Big thank you to the Chicago Blackhawks and all the Rivalry Series crew. Joe Caprio, of course, our organizing sponsor of this event, doing a fantastic job for us here tonight. All of the Fifth Third Ice Arena staff as well. We thank them for their help in the setup as well. Of course, our great cameraman, Patrick Loftus, had all of the movement camera tonight, doing great work here on J&M Media Production. We had Mike Doherty down on ice level. Of course, Jimmy the Wiz Olson, our technical director, as he always is, bringing you the great graphics, sounds, and sights of the game. We appreciate him and all of his great work. For Andrew Rubin to my left, I am Max Anderson. Thank you so much for tuning in with us here tonight. And please tune in with us Wednesday night, Glenbrook North, Glenbrook South, the next high school rivalry series game. And you'll have that over on the SHL Network channel. But of course, it will be streaming live on our home on YouTube. Once again, our final 3-2. St. Ignatius takes this one, stays undefeated in the Catholic League. Thank you so much for joining. We'll talk to you again Wednesday night.